pi r squared h equals volume. Now I'm just going to go very quickly here because you guys were already supposed to do this for homework. As soon as we get to something that you don't know what I'm doing, you need to stop me, okay? Because this is marking your own work, yeah? All right. So 500 is my volume equals pi times r squared times the h, which is 20. So I need to find r squared, which means I need to get r by itself, yes? So to do that, I'm going to have to divide by 20. That's the first step. That will get rid of 20. So I have 500 divided by 20, which is indeed 50. No, dummy head. 25 equals pi r squared. Yes? Right? Everybody okay with that step? Now I need to get r by itself. So what do I need to do with pi? I need to divide by pi, and that will cancel the pi's. So now I have 25 over pi equals r squared. Now here is where most people start to get into trouble because they're a little dodgy on the algebra. When you're doing algebra, to solve the question, we always have to do the opposite of what we see, yes? And this question is telling me I'm going to take r and I'm going to square it. That's r times r, yes? What is the opposite of squaring? Square root. So if I square root that side, I'm going to get r, which is what I want, yes? But if I square root that side, what do I have to do to this side? Same thing. So I'm going to square root the top, and I'm going to square root the bottom. Well, what is the square root of 25? 5, because 5 times 5, right? So I've got 5 over the square root of pi. And right there, if you understand getting to there, I'm super happy. Okay? Now, to punch that into your calculator, what would you do? To do it in one shot, it would be 5 divided by, depending on your calculator, square root button, then pi, then equals, or 5 divided by pi square root equals. Now, here's the thing. Every calculator is different. Some of your calculators, you might need to put brackets there. I don't know. Okay? I don't know what your calculator does. So everybody try to punch that in and see what you get, and then we'll talk about how you got the right answer. Now, remember, this part you should already have on your own. Okay? Brianna. That is right.
Yeah.
2.82 is the right answer. So, oops, I'm on highlighter, dummy head. 2.82 is the right answer. So was everybody able to make their calculator do that for them? Yeah? Everyone's cool? Sweet. All right. So the next one. Volume of a sphere. So volume of a sphere is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. That's the formula, right? We all know that. It's in our data booklet, right? We have a volume here. So where does that go? That goes in for V. So you have 7,602 equals 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. I need to get r by itself. So what do I got to get rid of? I got to get rid of the 3. I see divide, so I multiply by 3. Cancel, cancel, multiply by 3. So I go to my calculator, 7,602 times 3, and I get 22,806 equals 4 pi r cubed. Now I need to get rid of 4 and pi, don't I? Do I need to do it in 2 steps, or can I do it in 1?
One.
I can do it in one. If I divide by 4 pi, cancel, and I divide by 4 pi. And now I'm left with r cubed equals 22,806 divided by 4 pi. Is everybody comfortable up to, even if you didn't do it, are you comfortable up to there? Can everybody follow what we did to get to there? Okay, what part is troublesome? We'll go step by step. That's the whole point of this. You guys got to be good at this to go on with Math 10, really. Does everybody understand how we got rid of the 3? Yeah? Okay. And everybody understands now, this is saying 4 times pi, yes? So I need to get rid of times 4, so I got to divide by 4. And I need to get rid of times pi, so I got to divide by both of them. I would also have been allowed to do this. Don't write this down, but I also could have done this. What if I do this for you guys? What if I divide by 4, cancel, cancel, and divide by 4? Is everyone okay with that? So then I would go 22,806 divided by 4. I would get 5,701.5 equals pi r cubed. Now what? Now I'm going to divide by pi to get the r by itself. The answer's already on my calculator, so I'm going to push divided by pi.
1,815.
1,814.84. Is everyone okay to there? What part? But I need to know which part, Brianna, because a lot of this is old school algebra, right? Do you understand how I get rid of this 3? Was that a yes or a no? Because I couldn't hear you. Then we need to talk about algebra later, okay? Because that's old news. You should know that. Now, none of you, or very few of you, I'm sure, know how to fix that up on your calculator. Very few of you. But you're smart kids. When it was r squared, we took a square root, right? Well, now this is r cubed. So we're going to take what's called a cubed root. We're going to do a whole unit on this that isn't calculator, okay? But on your calculator, you're looking for a button that has one of these two things. You're either looking for a 3 with a root sign, or you're looking for an X with a root sign. Can everybody find one of those on their machine? And if you need light, I'll turn on more lights. It's dim enough outside. Actually, Sean, could you hit the top right button, please? Wrong. Damn it. Bottom, bottom, bottom. Now hit the top left button. Now hit the bottom left button. That's what I wanted. My fault, not yours. I was giving you really bad instructions. Did everybody find one of these buttons? Okay. How many of you have a cube root button? The 3 with the little check mark. Okay. So for you guys, you're going to hit either that button and then 1814.84 and then possibly equals, or 1814.84 and then that button. Whichever order you do square roots on your machine. Okay? So if you have that cube root button, what's the right answer now? Pardon me? Yeah, 12.2. Could everybody get 12.2? Cool. Yes. Okay. Now, if you don't have that little 3, that means the rest of you have this one, right? And the only difference is, before you hit this button, you have to hit 3. That's going to tell your calculator you want a 3 there. Then you hit this button. Then you hit 1814.84. So can everybody get 12.2? Yeah? Sweet. Okay. Skip number 4. Okay, number 5. 5 is where it starts to get slightly more difficult because you have no numbers, yes? What do I mean when I say solve for x? What do I have to do? Get x by itself, right, Sean? So what is in the way of x being by itself? There's a square root sign, yes? Well, if I get rid of a squared by square rooting, how do I get rid of a square root? Pardon? By adding the exponent. So if I square that side, that gets rid of my square root, yes? But if I square the right side, what do I have to do to the left side? Square. Same thing. So I end up with a squared, yes? And then the rest of this is just normal. How do I get rid of this plus 4? Minus 4 from both sides. A squared minus 4 equals 2x. How do I get rid of that 2? Divide by 2, divide by 2. And now x equals a squared minus 4 over 2. Can I go any further? Yes or no?
Yes.
What?
Like I squared.
You can go further up here, can't you? Right? These guys haven't learned that yet. So, can you go any further?
Sorry.
It's okay. You didn't know that. You can't go any further because you got no more numbers, yes? In about 3 weeks, you'll be able to go further with that. None of you care, but that's okay. And finally, the last thing was this. Then I'm going to tell you what to do on your review. I'm going to let you start on your review. I'm going to start walking around helping. Some people, I'm sure, need a little reminder on how to do algebra, and some people are going to need some guidance with their review. So this question here, x over 4 equals 23. What's your job? Get x by itself, which means do what, Parm? Yeah. Multiply both sides by 4. Cancel. X equals 92. Right? Okay. Now, this one causes people trouble. Okay? Why? Your job is to get x by itself still, right? So, if you just follow algebra rules, it takes a long time, doesn't it? And I'll show you what I mean. 60 over x equals 5. Well, is x allowed to be in the denominator? No, that's not by itself, is it? So how do I get rid of this divided by x? Multiply both sides by x. Those x's disappear, and I get 60 equals 5x. Now how do I get rid of times 5? Divide by 5, and x equals 12. Everybody cool? That's the long way. I'm going to give you a shortcut right now that always works. Anytime you have a fraction equaling a fraction, anytime you have two numbers like this, fraction equals fraction. Now some of you are saying right now, well, Mr. Myers, 5 is not a fraction. But it is, isn't it? Because it's 5 over 1, right? Every time you have this, you can do the fun little rhyme that I like to use. Oops. Cross multiply the pair and divide the spare. So watch what I mean by that. Go back to the original question. I had 60 over x equaled 5, technically over 1, yes? Where is there a pair that is crossed? 60 and 1. There's a pair. So I multiply that. on my calculator, all I do is 60 times 1 divided by 5. And that will work no matter what. Even if you have crazy numbers here, like 37 over 14 equals 6 over x. You would multiply this cross and divide by the leftover guy. And that will always give you the missing number. Okay? Everybody good? All right. I'm going to pause the video.